Hey guys, we'll run the usual 10:30 embargo, please. And if I could ask your name and organisation for your question. Thank you.
Okay. Afternoon, Pep. First of all, can we check on the injury situation, please? Sergio Aguero, when do you expect to have him available for selection again? Where is Bruyne now up to in his recovery, and when are you thinking he may be back? And how's Zinchenko with his nose? Will he be able to play, or will he need some kind of protection?
I don't know. We have training right now in the afternoon, so I cannot tell you right now the answer.
But with De Bruyne as well, whereabouts is he at the minute?
Kevin is not already fit, so the other two, I don't know, have training right now.
Okay, well the stats show at the moment that Raheem Sterling is the most informed player in the Premier League at the moment. For you, has Raheem gone up another level in his performances this season, and if so, what's made the difference for him?
He can do better. We are so delighted what he has done in 3 years, but he can do better.
In what way?
More consistent, and first controls and his receptions, many things.
But you see him developing on the right path at the moment, and the stats are showing that he's going the right way.
Definitely.
What do you make of the fact that, the stats at the minute is goal scoring as well, 4 in the last 4 in the Premier League?
Definitely. So I said many times, we are delighted, but he can do better.
Yesterday, Liverpool moved back to within 2 points of yourselves as well, and we saw Jurgen Klopp run on the pitch to celebrate the goal. What do you make of celebrations like that? Is it something that you would object to, or you have no problem with?
I did it against Southampton. So there are a lot of emotions there in those moments. I know when I did it, I was not happy to do that, and against Southampton, and so I can understand Marco Silva, I can understand Pellegrino when it happened, but sometimes it's what it is. So it's an emotion game, and the last minutes, and everything happens in your mind and your heart and your body, and sometimes to do that. Of course, I talk for my side. I never, of course, to be respectful for the other ones.
Do you think we have to show that kind of personality in the moment like that, rather than jumping on it and criticising it?
Yeah, when you win, it's a huge personality. When you lose, it's a lack of respect. So you judge after what happened. When you do these kind of things, when you lose, you are impolite, you are a bad guy, you are not correct, and when you win, everything is acceptable. We live in a world when we judge the winners, and we make a lot of prizes and a lot of big compliments because just we win. And that is what it is.
Pep, Simon Stone, BBC. UEFA have announced this lunchtime that VAR will come into the Champions League this season during the knockout phase. What is your view of that?
Welcome. I'm delighted of that. So delighted. Premier is the last one. So sooner or later, also here in England, it's going to happen.
I mean, obviously you suffered last year because of decisions that you felt would have been
in this
changed.
season, the second goal against Shakhtar, it was a ridiculous penalty.
Yeah.
So it's not to talk about my benefit, what happened last season with Mateo Laoz, because he knew it was legal penalty, the people surround him, informed him, the ball was Milner, come from Milner, but he didn't want to concede it. So now with VAR, the only we are looking for is to make a better football, a better fair decisions. So it's not because most of the times, I would say always, the referees want to do a good job. So they want to do it well, but sometimes, like everybody, first myself, making mistakes, and they will be helped. They will be helped for the VAR, and would be good. I think in Spain it's going well, and other places it's going well, and maybe it's going to be some mistakes. We are going to correct the mistakes for the next week. We're going to solve that mistake. But I think in the fear decision, you can be in, you can be out. When in situations the referee didn't realize, and maybe for the people he's sitting there in just 3 seconds, says penalty, no penalty, offside, no offside, or whatever. So welcome.
and you're operating at such a high level that these decisions can't afford to be wrong if you can avoid it.
Yeah, we're going to avoid for that. So football is a game of mistakes, basically, a game of mistakes to avoid the mistakes, and that's why we work a lot to avoid that mistakes, and the referees too. The referees want to make a good job. So in VAR we have an extra help, you know, in a difficult decision because they are fast. But decisions are sometimes for the centimeters, so for ridiculous actions. Even when we stop the image, sometimes we have doubts. Is offside, or offside, penalty, no penalty. So imagine deciding one instant. It's so difficult for the referees. That's why there will be help. I'm glad of that.
Just on those quarterfinals against Liverpool last season, people like Kevin De Bruyne and Fernandinho had played something like 30, 40 games going into that. Would you like to have them a little bit fresher if City were to go that far this time? Is that why you're rotating a bit more this season?
No, I have a depth squad. I trust a lot with the players. Of course, there are a lot of games, and we're going to be involved in that. I don't know. Always what we do in the right moment is to going well today in the game we're going to play. So nobody knows if you rotate the team or you don't rotate the team, how it will be the team in February, March, and April. Nobody knows. So we try to do our best, but maybe what it works this season about no rotation the players will be rotating next season. So it's not, every situation is completely different.
It's the FA Cup draw later. Some of those players played in the FA Cup. Could you maybe play a more of a second string team for that?
In the FA Cup?
Yeah.
It's in January. So
are you thinking about maybe rotating?
In January, so I don't know what's going to happen in January. So we have still 9 or 10 games before. So I don't think about that. We'll see the draw, welcome. But I don't know what's going to happen in January, believe me. And I don't know what's going to do.
Hi Pep, Andy Hampson from the Press Association. Javi Gracia signed a new contract at Watford recently. How much have you come across him over the years, and what do you think of the work he's done at Watford?
Excellent. So it was in many countries. He did well. So Watford, we're going to give continuity, you know, in the same project, same idea with the same manager. That helps a lot to give stability to one club. When you have a manager for a long time, of knows everybody that contracts the managers, depends on the result. But hopefully it's going well, and he can stay a long time here.
Okay, just one other from me. You said in an interview recently that you're a fan of Elton John, and you'd like to see him in concert. Any plans at all to speak to him tomorrow and try to arrange that?
I think he's not going to play like a fullback. So I think he's not coming, huh?
I'm told he's not coming.
I think he's not coming. It's a concert. He's going to miss a big game.
Guys, we run embargo, please, for... oh, sorry.
Hello, Pep. Paul Ballús. We knew just like a few minutes ago that the former Barcelona president, Josep Lluís Núñez, has died. You met him when you were a player and in Barcelona. So what's your take on that? What's your message on that?
Now it's a big loss.